Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 393. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gaster, joined by Mike Zanidi.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Hey.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Balance, as all things should be.
Welcome, listeners, welcome, viewers, to episode 393, post-Infinity War. We just recorded a very long but fun Infinity War spoiler cast, so if you've seen the movie, look for that on our
I think we're
feed.
hearing you banging on your phone, Jim.
Yeah, I'm hitting it because it's not doing anything. There it goes. I'm trying to load the box office while I was talking to you guys. Not that we need to talk about anything else than one movie, but as we mentioned last week, where nothing else matters. But going into this, again, we had a spoiler cast for Infinity War, and that was the number one movie of the weekend, setting the record for 3 days in the box office at 258.
All time.
What?
258.1 million.
No way. There's no way. Nothing was going to outdo Force Awakens.
And yeah, it did.
Not.
Thanos could. So, Chris Pratt draws, right? That's what we're going with?
Yeah.
I think the Black Panther effect is what we're
It could have been that too. Black Panther got a bump. We're going to get into that. It's up to it held 5 million. It went to 4.8. So it went from 5 million to 4.8 in 1 week. But it's funny because we went with my friend John, who hadn't seen that movie yet. He went that week on Wednesday and saw Black Panther, and then saw this movie. So yeah. That's the bump.
Still haven't seen it.
So yeah, man, this movie did $258.1 million in opening.
Domestically.
It's at 670 worldwide, I think.
It's number one there too. It beat Fate of the Furious.
Yeah, beat Fate of the Furious. I think it did 670 total worldwide.
And worldwide, that's without China.
That's without China.
And that's huge. That's at least 100 guaranteed.
So
the opening weekend.
It's not a matter of. I think 2 billion is easily in its sight. It's just a matter of how far up it's going to go. So I think we're going to look at legs here. But the drop off is going to be interesting next week. We're going to see. We talk about that. But we did it. Like I said, we did a spoiler cast for this movie, and gave our impressions. So tune into that if you want to have any spoilers in the movie. But we're going to give a quick impressions of it here. Like I said, I thought it was a great movie, a masterpiece that they pulled this off. I give it an 8.5 out of 10 myself. I thought that the villain was great, and they pulled off, the Russos did an amazing job of making characters feel like they're characters. Just keeping it as vague as possible for you all listening. Go see it if you haven't seen it, though. Mike, what did you think of it? Again, keep it vague, no spoilers.
I really liked it, but I felt sort of how it closes is just kind of marketing for the next movie more than actual stuff that you should be at the end of a movie. So
it's a part. It really. I understand.
It's part of the medium, though. That's part of any concept. How many times have we joked about Wolverine's dead, but it'll be a couple years before he's
I know it's a comic book, but these are movies, and
let's be careful with what we're saying.
Careful.
I know. I'm just. Wolverine is not in an Infinity War, so that's not a spoiler.
Man, you spoiled it.
Sorry.
Yeah. I can tell you that.
Looking forward to the next phase after the next things where it mirrors Marvel Comics in general. And it goes from Avengers back to Spider-Man and X-Men.
Yeah, that reminds me.
I'm looking forward to that.
Phase 4. But, Phase 4 planning is a little bit to 2025, by the way.
But no,
that's crazy.
Anyway, so I'm at about a 7.5. Obviously, I don't like the Source Infinity War comic storyline for various reasons, including overpowered MacGuffins that just make everything sort of too hard to
You have the Avengers and every hero in the universe fighting. You have to have somebody that can just own people.
It's fine, but it's.
Otherwise,
I don't like that.
It's
I
not
don't like the
believable.
storyline.
Everybody's got their opinion. So.
Okay, all right.
7.5 is not a bad score.
No, it's not.
No. I mean,
some
part of it was great. I loved parts of this movie, and again, not a spoiler, but this is my favorite Thor that he's done so far in this movie.
Yeah, that's true. Corey?
I'm definitely very high on this. I'm probably 9.5-esque. I love the villain. I think that they nailed the character as far as giving him motivation to do what he's doing and to back up that motivation. I thought they did it very well, and they presented it, and they were very consistent with it. As far as the heroes, I felt like they shortchanged some just because you have so many in there, which you just can't. But for the characters that were on screen, fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the main character, not necessarily the main character, but having certain characters you want to see do really well in this movie and you're rooting for, they do a good job with it. So and just having those interactions with them all meeting each other was really cool. So I'm definitely on the 9.5ish, and the way they ended, it's like very much looking forward to seeing what's next. And like I was saying, like a little bit opposite of what you were saying, Mike. For me, they drew me so into that moment that happens that I wasn't thinking about what's happening, with contracts and with, how well other things were doing or how not well things were doing. I was thinking, Jesus, like what's happening right now? So 9.5.
All right, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, awesome movie. Definitely watch it. I mean, if you liked any Marvel movies in the past 10 years, you kind of owe yourself to it. I would suggest definitely watching the majority of them if you haven't, because I think the more that you watch, the more you are rewarded in this. Like as a standalone individual film, like I'd probably give it like 8.5, maybe like a 9, on its own merits. But as the culmination of 10 years of cinematic movies being made and integrating them into one film, 9.5, almost flawless. Just some of my personal favorite characters don't get as much screen time or love or whatever. But that's the only gripe I could possibly give it, and obviously there's more to come.
For some reason, Wanda's accent just goes in and out.
Yeah, that's her. That's awesome, but
still,
that's kind of consistent because she was like that in her other appearances.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show how on top of it, Marvel, and more in particular, Feige is, and the Russo brothers, just on top of like making something that obviously, the goal of anything is to make money here. It's a product, but they're making a product that stays true to the roots. And obviously they can't do a one-to-one adaptation of the, Infinity Gauntlet storyline, but they made, in my opinion, a hell of a good product, and in some ways better because, comics is always goofy and stuff like that.
Like add to that, it's like, do you really want just like a screen full, like it's just like a panel to screen replay of it as well? Like I don't necessarily know if I want exactly that either, which I think they did a great job of changing things, because some of the motivations in the comic don't make sense so much for what we get here. I think they do a better job here.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, this movie just I saw it Thursday night opening with a friend, talked with her for a while before we left the theater. As soon as I got back, Corey and I were just like talking to each other on Discord, like, dude, I can't believe this, because you guys, the rest of you guys haven't seen it, so we were just like, talking to each other about it. And then at work, I was talking to a couple of guys that had seen it, opening night as well, thinking about it, talking about it all day. And as soon as I got out of work, I was like, you know what? I got my Moviepass. I'm just gonna go see it right after work. I just went right, I was just like, got my ticket, sat down. I was like, all right, we're in this again, fam. Like, let's do this. Like, because the first time, everything you're just like kind of like bombarded by, like, oh man, like there's so much spectacle going on. But like the second time, I was like, oh man, these character moments.
You can dissect
so
it a little
bit. Yeah,
bit.
exactly.
Yeah. I do want to see the second time for that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have to say, like, adding to you as well, Tony, like the reward that you're given for like watching these movies is like, that's where it really like pays off here. And I'm so happy they didn't cater to the to the casual. Like,
this is 100%.
You're a hardcore Marvel Cinematic fan. You're getting what you like invested.
You are rewarded for being a fan, and that that's the thing is like, Mike, I know you mentioned like, oh, the critics are fuck the critics. This movie is not a movie for critics. This movie was for the fans. Like that's what it was, and fans came out in force, broke the opening weekend record, which was held by Star Wars, which is probably like the biggest marketing push in since the 21st century began. It's like, oh, return to Han Solo and all these other characters. Like, okay, that's
you could say all these movies before were the marketing for this one, and just like this one is extreme marketing for the next one.
Yeah,
I have to say I did like the title sequence of Marvel Studios where it turns into 10.
That's cool.
Yeah,
and like, there was an interview with Feige about it, and he's like, "So how did you come up with that idea?" He's like, "Oh, we just stole it from Star Wars Anniversary."
Wow, yeah, that's cool. So as I mentioned, they have actually a slate of movies now planned up until 2025 now. Feige just
Jim, did you give your?
Yeah, I did. Right at the beginning.
He started it.
Sorry. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so they have movies now planned until 2025 now for Phase 4. He just had a meeting on that the other day.
I mean, I would have movies planned forever right now. Yeah. It's like, well, until they stop coming, let's just keep going.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is they're not. Yeah, interesting is they're not talking about anything until
the Disney deal. I mean the Fox.
No, until next year, San Diego Comic-Con.
A little disappointed. We didn't like go into predictions or anything about what's coming next. I think we should have done that in Spoilercast. Oh well.
Yeah. We can do it.
I think we touched on it a little bit.
I'm curious. I'll have to talk about it after this podcast, but I'm curious to find out what you guys think the next one will be called, because they've already said like the name of it's a spoiler.
a spoiler, but it's also not as interesting. Like they're worried that we've overhyped it at this point. That's not as, amazing as like we're all making it out to be now because it's a spoiler.
Well, I don't think it has to be amazing, but if they're saying it's a spoiler, then there are certain things that they could use that are like, oh, okay. I wonder what that means for if you haven't seen it.
I guess so.
So, never mind. I can't mention. Never mind. I have an idea for a title. I just can't tell you right now.
I mean, is Return of the Jedi a spoiler?
No.
I think it is.
What was the first title of the first Avengers movie?
Avengers?
Just the Avengers.
It's not Avengers Assemble?
No.
I don't think
Okay.
so.
All right. I thought it was, but all right. So, anyways, we have other news here on Marvel World. Let's talk about S.H.I.E.L.D. Real quick. We talk about the fact that...
I thought you said Marvel World.
Well, yeah, but... So
they don't count this anymore, Jim.
Yeah, so Showrunner team has confirmed that the forthcoming season 5 finale would work as a finale of the series if needs be, so that's good to hear, just in case. But I think this is a great opportunity for them, and there's another article coming out about how they agree, what will the Shield Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. do after Infinity War now. I think there's some good tie-ins that they can do for this, and just, I mean... Obviously, I think there could be.
Well,
I mean, we have to keep it vague,
Winter
obviously.
Soldier affected Shield. Obviously, propelled that show into from being a very bad show to being a very good show.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, again, yeah, I could see them using Infinity War to propel the show into a new direction again. I'd be shocked, like, if TV does anything to acknowledge
What happens?
what happens.
Yeah, I don't really see it happening.
The events of Infinity War, they're obviously huge things that go down, and it's like, okay, how do you apply that to anything that happens? Like, what are the Defenders doing right now? It's like, they're not going to. I just don't see them doing anything. I
feel like all of Netflix and even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are like meant to take place like months after the first Avengers movie, and they're just like stuck there forever. In that time period, like they'll never get beyond that.
So, I mean, to your point, Mike, like all this stuff could be, taking place in events that happen after everything that's all done.
It might be too. Well,
because nothing matters. There's no stakes, so it's all taking place.
All right. We'll see what they do with it. It'd be interesting. What else we have? Moviepass. Tony, you have Moviepass. They're changing the terms now where you cannot see the same movie more than once with it.
Yep.
That's new.
Is it changing for you too? Before, where like you could only see 4 movies per.
Does this?
Well, that was a new, like, if you're trying to sign up for the service, that was the deal. This is affecting everybody. Okay. Everybody.
Yeah, it's a model that, like you said, it's not really sustainable.
No, I'm honestly surprised it didn't get changed earlier. To me, it won't personally affect me too much because, like, for the most part, I rarely see a movie more than once in theaters. Usual exceptions like for like Marvel or Star Wars, some things like that. But even in the worst case scenario, I'm just gonna buy a ticket to another movie that I didn't really care about. I'm just gonna walk to the theater that's showing the movie I want to see. Like,
there you go.
I don't give the movie theater doesn't give a shit. I don't give a shit. They get their money. I get to see my movie. Moviepaass still is out $10. Fuck them.
All right, we have Hasbro acquiring Power Rangers. That's another big news thing that came out. So Hasbro.
If it wasn't for Hasbro, Disney would own everything.
Yeah.
Disney has 9 of the top 10 opening weekend grossing movies.
Buying them from Seven Entertainment for $520 million in cash and stock. Does this mean we get the G.I. Joe Transformer crossover with Power Rangers?
That'd be crazy.
Why?
I do think this means the movie's dead. A sequel, which I think it was dead anyways, but so I don't think the sequel.
Did you guys see that movie?
Yeah,
no, I did.
It was fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
I thought it was fine too.
Yeah.
It's on par with, Superman, Man of Steel.
Yeah. It's fine. It's good. All right, what else we have here? Oh, this was cool. The Star Wars Resistance show, spinning off from Rebels. Not really spinning off, but I guess it was.
It's the next show, television Star Wars
from
thing after.
Fione. That was his name, Fione, who did Rebels. Is making a new show. He did. Oh yeah, but Ahsoka lives. He's famous for that shirt. Mm-hmm. But so he's doing this as an anime-inspired TV show on Disney. It looks pretty cool from what I saw. It's going to take place pre Force Awakens, but after Return of the Jedi, with BB-8. Poe Dameron's in it, and they actually have the characters like Oscar Isaac is going to voice Poe Dameron and stuff. So they actually get the actual actors and to do the voices of the characters, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I hope Ahsoka shows up.
So we're not getting the live action one now?
We will. Yeah, we are getting a live action show still. That'll be on Disney's streaming network. This, I think, is coming out on Disney Channel soon. So,
DX.
yeah, very soon. And lastly on movie news, we have Teen Titans Go has a movie trailer that Tony absolutely loved.
Did you guys see that?
Oh, I didn't see it yet.
I get to watch it.
Bother to watch.
Ant-Man and the Wasp
God.
trailer came out today too.
Yeah, we saw that too. Yeah,
Didn't bother to
that was
watch
okay.
that either.
That was okay. I don't know about that movie. I'm a little worried about how good that movie's going to be. I don't know why, but
I just
Why?
don't
I don't
think
know.
it's
I
gonna
just
be a lot
am.
better than Thor: The Dark World.
I don't think you can do much. I mean, you just got to have some laughs to be better. But I just
You
feel
know
like
what's funny? Do you know what the worst worst Marvel Studio film is rated? Like, which is the worst?
Spider-Man 3.
No, Marvel Studios.
Oh, Marvel Studios.
like Hulk.
Hulk.
Punisher, or
Oh.
Zone, or whatever that.
That was a
Or
Marvel
or-
Studios movie. I didn't know that.
Marvel Studios, man.
Wow.
December 2008
Yeah.
came out after Incredible Hulk.
No,
Yeah.
Anyways, Tony, this movie looks pretty funny. Teen Titans Go.
Titans Go.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
Titans Go is a funny show in general.
it's
Yeah.
just like a
pretty
borderline like fourth wall breaking, because like the whole gimmick or the plot to the movie is they think they should, like, the Teen Titans should be getting a movie of like a Hollywood movie
Right.
of them, because superhero.
Well, the finale of the show, or one of the finales, was them like getting the writers to write the finale or something like that.
Right, exactly. So they're like on a quest to like convince Hollywood to make a movie about them. And there's all these references, like, because they're like, you guys are sidekicks at best. Like, nobody wants to see a movie about sidekicks. We're not going to invest millions of dollars to make a movie about sidekicks. And they're all sad and like they go up to Greenland and they're like, but you got a movie. He's like, yeah, but we don't like to talk about that. And then you got to watch a trailer. You really do. Like, it's just like 2 minutes, but it's just so funny. And honestly, just like, okay, like, I love that these like the writers and whatever are getting away with this, because I don't think you would see this out of most other companies.
Yeah.
And they do, like, this show is kind of known for that too. Like, they made fun of the other Teen Titans shows.
Yeah.
Like, they have
Oh,
them watching like the clips of like the old show, more realistic versions, and they're like, wait, did I ever look like that? And it's like this, like,
Yeah.
the show itself is pretty funny. I think it kind of gets old a little bit if you watch it a lot, but as far as like seeing a movie come out of it, I feel like it's doing a better job of Batman Lego, or whatever Lego Batman was doing. I think it does a better job of what it's trying to do there, like be a mockery of itself.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I think that I like the whole aspect of what the fourth wall breaking and stuff. But hang on here, 1 second. Gotta send a message real quick. Sorry, I'm not distracted. I am a little bit, but
No, I just think that like Lego Batman, I never even saw it. I just didn't think that it really worked for me.
I
But
thought
like
that-
as far as Teen Titans go, I really like
I'll see that.
the idea of it,
Yeah.
and
I'll see that.
I like the show too. So I'm
Yeah.
curious. How it goes.
All right. Let's get into what we've been up to then. Okay, I've only watched Avengers.
Oh, there's an
unfortunately.
Infinity War?
Yeah, that's all I got to do this weekend because I had people in town that I had to visit. So I didn't really get to watch much, and I played a video game all weekend besides that. So, anybody watch anything, Mike?
I watched the first 50 minutes or so of Legion from like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you're behind on that.
I'm
Good show.
behind on that now too. Yeah. It's still the same. It's good, but like it's progressing rather slowly. But just total mind fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Corey, anything else?
I watched the latest episode of My Hero Academia.
Oh, I missed that
And-
one. Yeah, I didn't get to see that yet.
It's it's pretty dark.
Good. I'm looking forward to it then. I'll probably check it out tomorrow.
Mm.
So, Tony, anything of note?
No,
No.
just Infinity War twice.
Nope.
So.
Yeah, Infinity War twice. That's 5 hours. So
I did watch like the NFL draft and stuff. but
yeah,
whatever.
we watched the draft too. But so all right, I think that's gonna wrap up the Moviecast. If you have any questions or comments, write us podcast at allygeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allygeek, and like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, listen to the spoiler cast of Infinity War if you haven't yet. So, thanks for tuning in, and tune in to the Gamecast as well. Thanks.
Dogs.
Some dogs.
Some dogs.